so this was a video that I've been meaning to do for a little while. This is a video I've been meaning to do ever since they've been talking about the new Fantastic Four film. I've even been thinking about, been meaning to do this video even before the casting was announced for the new Fantastic Four film. I've been meaning to do this video for so freaking long. So, I guess at this point it's my personal fan cast of Fantastic Four right now, even though we have an official cast. And before we go any further, probably wondering, well, what do you think of the cast, Deadpoolzilla? Well, I'm optimistic as always. I still don't know Michael B. Jordan's, I think that's the actor's names, why they made him the Human Torch. It's not because of the whole he's not the same race as Johnny Storm. The thing is that they kept Susan White, and I guess it's either adoption or something like that. And then I heard this really crazy ass thing that they want to make Johnny and Invisible Woman boyfriend and girlfriend before she moves on to Reed. To which I'm like, what? What? And again, that's just a rumor I heard, and that rumor so I'm guessing that one has been really discredited because I haven't heard shit from that in a while. And, you know, these actors might be really good. I like Michael B. Jordan in Chronicle, so he's got the swagger that Johnny Storm has. But here's the main thing. It's not so much it's a young cast, and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to go for the ultimate Fantastic Four, which I have really no faith in, because that ultimate Fantastic Four is like, I really just... There was a lot of the early Ultimate Marvel stuff that I was just not into, like early Mark Millar's Ultimate X-Men. Ultimates, on the other hand, Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimates was pretty good, but we're not here to talk about Ultimate stuff. I'm just saying that I just don't want a young Fantastic Four. I'm more at home with them being older. Everyone knows that the Fantastic Four is older. That's kind of the thing, is that they were the first family of comic books. They were a family, and they were all grown up. They were adults, and people could look up to them and stuff like that. That's the thing. So I don't like the idea of a younger Fantastic Four. I like them that they're older and they have experience, and it's going to be the retelling of the origin again. At this point, I don't mind origin movies for certain characters, but at this point, if you reboot a movie so many times, or look at The Incredible Hulk, which pretty much gave you the abridged version of the story, and then just like, here's the movie. And yeah, I can understand origins for like doing an origin again for like origin movies for like Thor and Iron Man and stuff like that. But with Fantastic Four, we all know what happened. You could just do what you did in Incredible Hulk, where you're just like, hey, yeah, this shit happened in the opening credits. Let's get to the movie. But anyway, I'm kind of going off topic. So anyway, like I was saying, this is my personal fan cast of Fantastic Four. Now, let me say right up front that this is just my personal opinion of my personal favorites of who I want to have in Fantastic Four. If you agree or if you disagree with them, with the actor or actors or actress or actresses that I have chosen to play for my personal favorites for them, that's totally fine. I bear no ill will against you that, everyone has their own personal opinion about the Fantastic, casting in general. This is just my personal opinion, and yeah, that's totally fine if you agree or disagree with it. And just, be fair and all that, all's fair. I bear no ill will against you if you have a different cast or you don't agree with one cast. Anyway, yeah. So, let's get into this, talking about Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic, there are a lot of people I think could play Mr. Fantastic. In fact, the original actor who, in Fantastic Four, I've been rewatching the film, actually, real quick before we go any further. I've been rewatching the last two films. I've recently rewatched the last two Fantastic Four films. They're not great. There's a lot of things wrong with that film, but he's not one of them, nor is, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, or, what's his name? Michael Chiklis is the Thing. I think those three, in general, are really good as characters. Alba, not so much, but 3 out of 4 is not so bad. Those three guys they really embody the characters, in my opinion. But, however, getting back to my fan cast of Reed Richards is David Tennant. I know, I'm starting off with the wrong foot here. It's like, oh, you're just saying that because you're a Doctor Who fan. That's about 10% of the reason why. But the main reason is I think Tenet has what it takes. He's at a good age right now. I could see him as Mr. Fantastic. He can I don't think he needs to be exactly like the 10th Doctor. He can be the reserved scientist type character. I can see that in him, and you see that a lot of the reserved, calm, cool scientist-type character in his 10th Doctor performance. And I remember listening to the Nerdist podcast when Tenet was on there one time, and they were talking about the Fantastic Four movie, and he said he would love to play Mr. Fantastic. I'm just saying, I think Tenet would make a great Reed Richards. I think he would be... he would bring a lot... It wouldn't be like his 10th Doctor performance. It would be more of a reserved scientist. I can see that in him. I've seen him play reserved roles and very intelligent, like where he plays characters that are very intelligent and have this superiority complex in a lot of his films. So, in that regard, yeah, I think David Tennant would make a great Reed Richards. I think he'd make a great Mr. Fantastic. So, moving on to Ben Grimm, the Thing, my favorite member of the Fantastic Four. Who would I get to play Ben Grimm? I think personally, my personal pick for Ben Grimm, another guy who's on was on a popular TV show, and he's going to be in a Marvel movie soon, in Guardians of the Galaxy. My pick for Ben Grimm, the Thing, is Michael Rooker. I think Michael Rooker could easily play Ben Grimm. You know, obviously, I think Ben Grimm should have like motion capture. Not to say, the prosthetics was bad, but, yeah, it didn't look so gratifying in some scenes in the original movies, but I think obviously it would be motion capture, CGI, and Rooker has this low, gravelly voice, and I like that, because in a lot of the incarnations of the comics, Ben's the oldest member of the team. He's kind of like he's not only the strong arm, but he's kind of sometimes like almost the wise one. Like, he has the humanistic part to him, despite being a monster, and he has a lot of wisdom to him, humanistically wise. I don't even think that was a word, but you know what I mean. Like, he has a lot of soul to it, and kind of is kind of like the team's anchor, as Sue is with the family, but he kind of looks at the more human aspect in some places. So I think Rooker can bring that. I think Rooker is still at a good age. He's still got a lot of muscle on him. Although that probably wouldn't matter because, again, I think they would more than likely make Ben motion capture. But I could actually see Michael Rooker saying those famous words, "It's clobbering time." That was terrible. I'm sorry. But yeah, there is my pick for Ben Grimm. Michael Rooker, right there. Moving on to Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. There are a few people I think could play Johnny Storm, but the first and foremost one I would have to say is Chris Pine. Chris Pine, most of you guys would know as Captain Kirk, and I think he can transition that very well over to Johnny Storm. He's still, you could still have Johnny as the boy child, even though he's pretty much grown up, he can still be the young guy at heart, and I think Chris Pine brings a lot of that in his performance of Jim Kirk, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he would be not only good, I think, in my opinion, I think he would also be good as Barry Allen. I think he would make a good Flash as well, but if you were to ask me which one you'd like to see more of him play, I would personally like to see him play Human Torch more, and Flash second. So yeah, I think Chris Pine would make a great Human Torch. He has a lot to him. Another thing, but actually, he's pretty much my first and foremost one. Now, moving on to Sue Storm, Sue Richards. Sue, there's actually one actress that kept going on in my head as I watched a lot of her movies, and I thought, oh, she would make such a great Sue Richards. And that actress is Charlize Theron. I think she would make a great Sue. I mean, yeah, she can go from being evil and villainous in some movies to this caring and kind woman, and that's kind of what I want Sue to be. The family anchor of the team, kind of like how I said with Ben, where he's like the team's he's the morality part of it. She's the family aspect. She's the tether that keeps them all together. And I think Charlize Theron can bring a lot to that. And I personally, more likely, I think it's more likely that I want to see her and Tennant work together. I would like to see how she would play off of David Tennant in this fan imagined film that I have in my head. So there you go, Fantastic Four, right there. So we're probably wondering, who do I have in mind for like somewhat like, do I have any villains in mind? Well, not so much Doom. There's so many good actors that could play Doctor Doom. Jason Isaacs, I think, would make a great Doctor Doom, but personally, I think he would make a better Mr. Sinister. He's my first and foremost pick for Mr. Sinister. Another guy who I'd like to see as Doom, I'd like to see an older Doom. So Jeremy Irons is up there. I would even like to, this is going to sound like a really weird one, but hear me out. Sharlto Copley. Sharlto Copley, for those who don't know, he was in District 9, he was in the A-Team, and he's going to be in the Maleficent film. Reason why I'm saying him is because he's such a oh yeah, he was also in Elysium. He's such a versatile actor. He can bring a lot to his acting, and I think he would be very interesting to see how he would take that role, because he can go from acting as this sweet and innocent guy to just a raving maniac. And I kind of want a reserved Doom. I would kind of like a very reserved Doom that could, easily just turn on you in a drop of a hat. And I think Sharlto Copley would really capture that. So I think Copley would make a very interesting Doom, but that's just my opinion. Copley is actually really up there. Like, he would be a major runner-up for playing Doom in my book. I know Doom got casted recently. I can't remember the actor's name. I can't remember who was cast as Doctor Doom, or was that on April 1st, and that turned out to be a lie. I can't remember. So, other Fantastic Four villains I would like to see. I would like to see Annihilus. Annihilus would obviously be like motion capture, but I'd really like to have John Hurt voice Annihilus. He has that just cold, snarling voice. And if you ever watch The Black Cauldron and see John Hurt's performance as the Horned King, just transition the Horned King's voice to Annihilus. There you go. That's more or less what I was getting at. Like, that was when I was watching The Black Cauldron one day, I was like, you know what? That's kind of how I envision how Annihilus would talk. So, there you go. Annihilus voiced by John Hurt. Is there any other characters I would like to see in a Fantastic Four movie? Let's talk about Alicia now. Alicia Masters. Alicia Masters. A few actors came to mind, but for some reason, again, it's another Doctor Who cast, and she's going to be in a Marvel movie. Karen Gillan. Karen Gillan's getting up there in other movies. I mean, yeah, she's being an Oculus right now, which the movie I can't take seriously on the grounds of Oculus sounds like a Decepticon name, or the name of a D-list villain that Spider-Man fought. I'm just saying. It could be scary, but I'm just saying that name, Oculus, just sounds like the name like you'd hear Megatron say, Oculus, transform and destroy the Autobots. That was a terrible Megatron. I'm so sorry. Anyway, getting back to this. Again, Karen Gillan can play a very innocent character, and I think she can easily pull off how she can be innocent to being the strong will for Ben. I think that would be very interesting for her to play off of Ben, how that Karen Gillan could play off of Michael Rooker. Especially, considering he's a bit older than her. But you could always, lie about the ages in movies. They do that all the time. It's actually kind of funny because they're going to be in Rooker and Gillian are going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy. I totally forgot about that up until up until right now as I'm doing this video. Oh man, that's hilarious. So, can't really think of anyone else for this fan cast movie in my head. And once again, if you, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And once again, I'm just doing this for fun. I am just doing this video for fun. I'm not trying to discredit the Fantastic Four movie. Yeah, the last two suck, but I can find that like 3 out of 4 of the Fantastic Four, in my opinion, did a good job with what they had. However, having said that, though, those movies are pretty bad. But, like I was saying, this movie could be good, this movie could be awesome, but on the other hand, it could easily suck, just like the past two. So, I'm keeping an open mind about the cast and the production team and everything behind it. This video, as you're watching this video is just nothing more than me having a lot of fun. That is it on a whole. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you don't agree, if you disagree, or you think you have a different actor or actress for these characters, that's totally fine. I really want to know in the comments below. I really want to know what you guys think in the comments below about all this. And do you guys like these casts? Do you guys hate them? Let me know in the comments below. And I hope, once again, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I am out.